I've spent over 6 figures in the past 2 years alone trying to perfect my demand gen campaign strategy, and today I have found a brand new approach which is going to completely blow your mind. This demand gen campaign strategy works regardless of the niche or industry your brand is in. But before that, let's first understand a bit more about the fundamentals of a demand gen and exactly how it works. The main impact of a demand gen campaign strategy, it's designed essentially to generate demand on a variety of different display-based campaign placements, things such as YouTube, Shorts, Discover, and Gmail. And if you run a Performance Max campaign with a bunch of asset groups in there, well, this is already taken care of within that Performance Max campaign. This chart right here on this page gives you a bit more insight as to exactly when to use demand gen campaigns, how they work, etc. So the main thing you want to understand is demand gen campaigns have a variety of different placements they go after, ranging from YouTube Shorts, YouTube in-feed, home feed, the Watch Next, Search, Discover, Gmail, and Google Video Partner. So all these video and image-based placements is where demand gen campaigns actually go on. And it's the same thing with a lot of these Performance Max campaigns. Now, if you already have a Performance Max campaign with a bunch of assets in there, it might not be the best approach for your brand to also run demand gen campaigns at scale, especially going after cold traffic. Now, what do you do in a situation like this? Well, this is where this strategy really shines the best. Now, I'm inside this campaign right here, but if we go back and look at all time, we want to focus more on these demand gen campaigns, 3 of them specifically, which have been running for quite some time on this ad account now. The first demand gen campaign has been roughly 2.6K, the second one 1.9K, and the third one 1.9K as well. So there's been some decent level of traction on demand gen campaigns. However, if we look at the ROAS values for all 3 of these, clearly there's only one major demand gen campaign, which is this one right here in the middle, which is outperforming every single one of them. Despite having higher than average cost per link clicks, despite having an average CTR, it continues to overperform each of these by almost 8 times, which is a crazy amount. Now, this campaign has generated roughly $30,000 with that $2,000 in ad spend. The average cost per acquisition is $8. So what's the secret behind this demand gen campaign? Well, the first demand gen campaign right here, this is a campaign going after cold traffic only. It's top of the funnel demand gen campaign going after any types of cold traffic customers based around the keywords within this brand and within this niche. The third demand gen campaign is a campaign going after competitor websites only. So we have literally have an audience in there where it's targeting competitor websites. And then finally, the second demand gen campaign, this is a retargeting based demand gen campaign. If we take a closer look, we can further understand what the best approach for a demand gen campaign is. So right here, we see a wide variety of different demand gen campaign ad groups currently running. There's a total of 7. However, 2 of them are the only active ones. The other 5 are currently paused after further testing. But essentially, the best way to approach a demand gen campaign is via a retargeting approach. At this point of time, demand gen campaigns shine the most in retargeting. But how do you set up a demand gen campaign so that it's successful with retargeting? Well, this is where you need to be creating the right types of audiences. You need to have ad groups going after specific audience segments. And if we look right here, the first audience segment, the first ad group, it's going after site visitors in the last 15 days only. So any individual who came onto the website in the last 15 days but did not purchase anything, they're getting targeted with this ad group. The second ad group, it's abandoned cart for all the last 7 days. So anybody that abandoned their cart in the last 7 days, didn't check out, is essentially getting targeted with this ad group. But the best approach is you want to have segregated demand gen campaign ad groups out there based on their activity. So these are the specific segments which we have seen to work the best. First, with the abandoned cart side of things, you want to be targeting people in the last 7 days who abandoned their cart but didn't purchase anything. You want to target people in the last 30 days as well as 60 days. So this leaves you with 3 different ad groups running inside of one demand gen campaign. And then the second portion of the strategy is targeting site visitors. So anybody that visited your website in the last 7 days and another one for the last 30 days but didn't purchase, these are the individual ad groups you want to have. So in total, you will have 5 different ad groups running within this demand gen campaign with similar ads within each. So if we go inside the first one, going over to the ad section, we can see that this demand gen ad group right here is targeting basically all types of different images. It has everything filled out here with a variety of different images, the different headlines, descriptions, etc. So this is a full-on display campaign right here, but only going after retargeting traffic. Because keep in mind, you're already probably retargeting via Facebook. You might already be started retargeting via Performance Max or Standard Shopping, but demand gen gives you the ability to literally follow your audience on any website that they go to, any blog page that they go to, or any Google partner kind of video related website. So this is the beauty of a demand gen campaign. And essentially, if you run any types of brand which may have some policy violations, you will always notice demand gen campaigns have some policy restrictions going on within the ad account. This is completely fine if you are scaling your brand, if it's actually getting you positive return on ad spend, because ultimately that's the main goal. But once you have things running with demand gen campaign, then it's all about scaling. Every 7-14 days, we like to increase budgets by 10% to 15% only when it comes to a demand gen campaign. You don't want to go overboard and go too crazy. Try to scale this retargeting based demand gen campaign because it's going to lead to more harm than good. But if you run a brand doing $50,000 or more per month in revenue, you need extra help scaling your brand to the next level, go on to my website at yourmarketing.com and schedule a completely free call with me, and let's see if we can potentially work together and make that happen.